not bad. Twitter seems to drop all kind of streaming though. I don't get it. Does it work? No, it doesn't. Oh. Background music has to hit. Should be gooder at this by now because I've been doing a lot of video editing and everything else. Figured I'd go live. Remind me, I just randomly because then it makes me creepy eye contact because I still got AI. Check it out. Check it out. Oh, they. There we go. Yeah, what are we doing today? Sorry, nothing affiliate. Oh, appreciate it, man. Already got some chatters in the space. But yeah, we're gonna look at Leonardo AI today. They released a new version. I'm probably gonna do a video live, to be honest. Like maybe even make the video live. Oh, you sent me a message on Instagram. I'll check it out. I'm really behind on my Instagram messages. I found so many yesterday. Absolutely nuts. I don't really check it too much, but you know, lots of stuff on the go too. Also, I'm having a baby. Pretty cool. So why are we here today? Why did I decide to go back online? Got push my windows around. Got new AI stuff. Figure, you know, let's take a look together. So there's basically, when it comes to just text to image generation, there's really only one, and that's MidJourney. But competitors are popping up, and one of the biggest competitors was Leonardo AI. Leonardo is just like out of the box. It was probably one of the best that I've seen. And I know Blue Willow recently went non-free, which is kind of a shame because they're like the only truly free competitor to it. But yeah, these guys are pretty much free. Good. Can't complain about that. Free in the sense that you get a certain amount of tokens per day. I haven't upgraded or paid or anything yet, but I have done some generations, so we're running low. But yeah, basically, here's some of the images I generated today. It shows you what type of image generation you use. And the thing is, like, one of the biggest things about Leonardo, they have so many different models that you could use for it. So that's one thing you don't get with MidJourney, is you don't get a ton of just different models, etc. So it uses Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion has an absolute ton of models, which is crazy. It also has a ton of different features too, like unzoom the image. No, that's normal. You can remove the background of an image, which is pretty sweet, if you ask me. That's one thing MidJourney doesn't have. They have all their upscaling built in, but it's like large amounts, and then it does all the AI editing that you can't do through MidJourney, and I don't think you will be able to do anytime soon, because using the Discord platform, it really doesn't allow you to say like draw in any kind of changes. So I'm basically taking notes as this happens. See, this is how I create my scripts and my videos. I basically just go through all the tool, and then I make the script live and then see how many words it is. And I could usually say about 1.3 minutes worth of words in 1 minute, because that's how I talk. That's how fast I talk. So basically, so it's all about the hook. So some of the best, and these are some of the best videos that I do when it comes to image generation. One of the funny parts about this, I have like new AI tools, Leonardo version 3, RIP MidJourney. Whenever you piss off a section of the, like a bunch of people, it's your ideal way to go about it, which is kind of funny. That's me. Step one is you piss everybody off, so you get all the comment bait and everything else. So this is a RIP MidJourney. So this is a free Stable Diffusion text to image generator. Got a huge update, so I'll have to make it sound like actual English. You'd think I'd use AI to generate these, and I can, and I do sometimes, because I've basically populated AI with all my different transcripts, and then from there, basically, you know, make recommendations on it, etc. I have done a bunch of stuff that AI has said to do, and had success from it. Like if you look at how many notepads I have open right now, I have 237. None of them saved. Which is hilarious. We just keep adding on. Soon this thing will just take up all my RAM. But we got RAM upgrades. We're good. Yeah, and then just some different notes that we'll have to put for it. I didn't every usually for these images, like for these videos, I'll do something like I'll do a couple of my images. I always do the same one, and it's a good way to look at it. But if you look at the quality that we got from these ones, I will say, like, I'm fully aware that MidJourney is better. Like, if we go to MidJourney and do the same prompt, actually set up to right now, so we just pull up Discord. Got so much better. And if we use the same prompt, imagine pull from the prompt so quickly. So if we prompt this, let's see who wins. Let out. Oh, maybe. Let's. First of all, probably really busy time too. So as we let's go back to this one, but we can see, like, in general, really good quality. It still has that AI art feel and not like a really realistic feel, which is something that I kind of wanted to see if I could fix on the stream. So there's a MidJourney prompt that I use, add it to the end of all of my prompts. We'll have to slightly edit it for this, but here, let me just paste it. It says the image should be ultra realistic with every detail of it. And paste. Galaxy background detailed. Use a high 60K camera, 60 version. We'll somewhat have to edit it. And then the model that we'll use for it. So if we look at basically kind of like, okay, how many tokens is it going to use? It'll use 20 of my 69 remaining tokens for the day. I'll probably end up buying. So if we add this to it, we'll basically see how it compares to this one right here, because this was the same dynamic, etc. This uses the version 3 beta. There's so many settings in this. This is one of those things, absolute nutty amount. Here's what. How well comments do everything, but we'll see. Subject to so man in a spacesuit. So basically adding this kind of stuff to the prompt could really help with stable diffusion. MidJourney you get by default and done. So let's take a gander. Roll down. You can see, like, bam, look at that. Like, can we fully compare it to it? No. You know, it is very, but the thing is, the galaxy background isn't too galaxy. Like, MidJourney definitely smoked a little bit of that creativity sauce before it made these. I made some other cool ones. Like, I make all my video images from MidJourney because, like, it's hard to find a robot man staring off into space trying to be curious. That was going over the XAI announcement. I watched the XAI announcement today. The Twitter space was banging. It was good. Okay. Anyways, let's go back to this one. You can get an idea of how long it takes to generate an image. We have this fine-tuned model. We can also use the other fine-tune. They have the new one. They have the SDXL 0.9, which is the newest stable diffusion, which is a crazy model. They have it 1.0 released, and you can gain access to it on Discord. But man, it's a good model. Like, it almost battles MidJourney without any kind of user, like without people fine-tuning the model. Hello, Darth. Yeah, MidJourney is fun to play with. I like Leonardo though. Leonardo, sometimes MidJourney doesn't give me exactly what I want. And Leonardo just gives you so many different models to choose with that it's sometimes worthwhile. So let's see what happens when I add the additional details on. I'm also going to do a prompt with the new SDXL. Let's generate. I don't get priority or anything. I haven't paid them yet. Full disclosure. I haven't paid. But yeah, MidJourney is pretty awesome. I find a lot of their images get really zoomed in by default. Like, that's a downside to MidJourney. They do have zooming out now, which can help significantly. And you can create like almost an effect where it's like an infinite zoom out. But it's not. Yeah, sometimes it just what was it? If you try to make it a toothbrush, try to make a giant toothbrush on MidJourney and see how messed up it is. All right, so if we see how this compares, it's not that bad. It's kind of at the same level. One of their generations got so brave that they took the space helmet off the guy. Check this out. He's like, you know what? Our algorithm's way beyond. We took the space helmet off. But yeah, if you see, like, the real advantage here is that it got the galaxy background. It was able to get it a lot better than MidJourney. So if we go back to MidJourney, why? Oh, it's just, don't judge me. So yeah, we can see, like, I don't know what it thinks a galaxy is, but it's really starting to sway away from, like, it goes a bit too much on the creative side recently. Realism side, good, except for this guy's nose definitely hit a black hole somewhere in the process, but for images like this, I had an original, lots of different things. You know, a curious robot, even though it's a huge robot. One thing is, yeah, you do have to give the shape. See, the thing is, you never used to. You use an older version of MidJourney. Like, for all the videos that I do like tons of TikTok AI tool videos. I've been doing a man floating in space with a galaxy background from the beginning, MidJourney, whatever, too. And it never used to have a problem with it, but now it does have a problem. So prompt will have to change, and you do have to prompt engineer all the bullshit. And I don't want to change it too much just because of the fact that, like, I've been doing it this way so bloody long. So yeah, that was that with that style. Go over to version 2, which just gives it a bit less prompt guidance, and you can basically at that point, let me select it. Okay, so I found like a hacker on this. Bam, you can just click on it here, generate this model. It kind of forces it through, so you can see good on that level. Bam. So this is using the SDXL 0.9. They haven't even made the full version yet, and it's already just been mind-blowing. So we'll see how it does with a more complex prompt, which Stable Diffusion typically does really. So we generate, running out of tokens. We can also do stuff like the zoom out feature works really well on this one. So this guy with the world background, we do zoom out. How that looks. Not that bad. The US flag's a little not that good. Like, it's pretty good overall, but this is definitely a 0.9. 1.0 does a lot better. Yeah, the 3D model mapping they're talking about. Have you used any of the 3D model tools like Shapey or Shape, you can call it? I actually 3D printed one. I did a video on it. I generated a 3D model with Shape, and of course, like, these models are not the best. Look at the detail for it. It'll zoom in, but you see how, like, the fins aren't the best, etc. I basically made the shape with it. You can see my 3D or my AIs when this happens. But yeah, so it's not even like a consistent perfect shape either. Like, it has somewhat dents in it. Not the best. But for version 1, I don't care. You know, I figured I'd just grab version 1, make a video promoting it, help the guys out. Yeah, I made a rocket ship. And whatever, 5 hours of 3D printing later, I have the first 3D printed, completely AI generated 3D shape. That's not so bad. Then yeah, looking at the zoom out that this one does, that really didn't zoom out that much. Unzoomed, okay. Zoomed image, originally. That's not so bad. But yeah, pretty good overall. Yeah, their SDXL 0.9, not the best. Let's see how it does humans. Old man sitting on a chair holding a book. I'm gonna do less image generations for this just to save. We gotta save these tokens. We don't got many left. Maybe I'll just buy it. Whatever. Generate. Come on. It'll also be interesting to see the SDXL 0.9. How well it's going to be, like, not how well, but how efficient it's going to be. We really don't know at this point, like, the efficiency of it. So we can see definitely hasn't tweaked all of its hands yet, but usually that's something you push over top. Hands aren't good. Oh, the SDXL MidJourney still wins. We do the same prompt. Discord. Up slash imagine. They get super creative with this kind of stuff. Also, I pay for a MidJourney. Well, my favorite words, it basically, like, I use lots of modifiers. I'll typically, like, add, I have a prompt that I typically, like, put on the back of all the different generations that I do just to hit realism. So I'll do this one, then I'll paste that one. But yeah, looking at the result for this one, pretty good. See, the hands still aren't perfect in MidJourney. This guy's got an ogre hand right here of 3 fingers. So, but the prompt that I typically paste is this one right here. So I'll just read it off after. Imagine, wow, an old man sitting on a chair. Book. Then I put the image should be ultra realistic with every detail of old man and background detailed. Use a high resolution 16K camera with a 16:9 aspect ratio 1.2 or 5.2 version on this in a raw style. Then AR 60. You ever tried guiding your later? Yeah, no, the lighting can make quite a bit of a difference, and I usually use that more for like outdoor scenes. I'm just constantly trying different stuff. Even like the emotion of the picture can work really well for it too, and the image style too. Like, I'm not the best with knowing the different types of artists that exist, but you know, if there's a certain style that I want, and you want that style, like just like the mood, tone, the lighting, all that stuff can be. It just depends. Like, a lot of the times, I'll just kind of see what it does by default, and then basically just prompt around what I need it to do, because that's typically it. Like, sometimes it has issues, like even doing something like putting Elon Musk in an Iron Man suit, it'll actually default to Robert Downey Jr. So we can see with adding my prompt to the end, you get a lot more realism. Oh man, himself in the background. I don't know why this guy is burning is burning stuff in the background. Can't read half those words except for reading it. But yeah, so I can imagine, or even just like just giving it any kind of guidance, really. I find the artist works best. I just don't know what artist for. But if we compare number one, you can see the skin tones and thing. These guys are a lot more realistic. I like how they default an old man. Like, they're pretty not racist, but like they'll do the default of what they think that person has. So like each old man has the same type of beard. But what, all white old man have to have it? And why are they all white? Huh, MidJourney? Huh? But it's pretty funny. You can tell like I agree, man. Here, I got it. Watch it. Well, it's not like I forgot I could control. There's a fine line, and you learn this with like making films and like making TikToks and everything else. It's so hard to find a good range to put your background music in because they recommend like 20. But realistically, then it'll spike into your voice, and sometimes it'll be too loud, and it really depends on the speakers that they're listening to. Yeah, my mic has a weird attack on it. It should be okay though. Hi, Pickles. But we should be good. Like, I can see it properly attacking and everything. The thing is, it's going to have my breathing as well, which it's always a pain for me. Like, so when I get enough usage and details about this program, I'll basically write the script, and then I could use OBS to record the first version, and then just cutting and everything. One of the things I do like to look at is community feed of what other people are producing, just to get an idea of like what the capabilities are. Some of these images are just fucking mind-blowing. It's also good for finding what kind of prompts are used for it. The sticker ones are interesting. I love that they can actually make it look like a sticker itself. This one's crazy. Like, look at that. How realistic that is. It's like a bloody place. I think. Oh yeah, shit. No, you're definitely right. When I go over all my text, all the chats come up too at the same time. That's fine. I haven't live streamed in so long. I'd really have to fix all of it. But yeah, so some of the ones I was looking at, just in general, like this image, bloody unbelievable. Alchemy Crisp upscaled. So yeah, their latest one is probably pretty good. You have to sign up to fully use it. I'll likely sign up. $10 a month, not too bad. Although I do have thousands of AI bills every month, but when in Rome, right? Trying to learn every part of AI. Oh, this is a pretty cool one. Like a nebulous galaxy. Yeah, that probably works a lot better. T-shirt design. The amount of MidJourney t-shirts. These ones are really cool too. When you can hit a whole different art style from these. Another different art style. And there's tons of girlfriends being made on this program every day by the looks of it. Oh, this one's cool. Really interesting designs. Damn. Oh, a newspaper one? What kind of prompt is this? Charcoal drawing, illustrated collage, marker drawing portrait of Vietnamese on a college book pages. And you can really see like a lot of the prompts that turn out really good on the Stable Diffusion side, they're very long, detailed, like well done prompts compared to any of the other, like MidJourney, for example. MidJourney, they auto imagination for you, which can sometimes be a real downside to it. It can still be prompt hacked, but I find Stable Diffusion is just the art of prompting, and that's why it's really good to go through this kind of stuff. Cool, you can see all the different no background. They even did a cutout one, and the AI background cutting is just getting at this point. That's really big one. Intricate pencil sketch, and it's got every year of age down it like a tree. Nutty. Pretty sure there's more females generated with AI art than there are in the world right now. Oh, this is pretty cool. Isometric medieval fantasy building tiles. That's so good. Like if you're doing a game development or something. Oh, future of games is crazy. And then you got the 8-bit at the bottom. They're like, we're gonna bury that. Close up of a wheel of cheese. Be good. So realistically, going to my script. Hey, look, what do I got to talk about? Talk about V3, SD, XL, 0.9. Tons of other features, including zoom out, background removal, and of course all the other. It's always good to use it at the same time. So what do they say about V? Big level up from PMV2 with greater prompt adherence, fidelity, combination alchemy, and increased token. The prompt magic, custom render pipeline. Oh man. Render pipeline. Bam. What I'm gonna do is just take the filter off my mic and then it won't cut out. Bam. Bam. There we go. We got all highs and lows now. All of them. So enjoy my breathing. Hey Taylor, we're just we're going over the new. Basically we got Leonardo AI. So it's a competitor to MidJourney. It's free too. You have to join a waitlist right here. Last time I did a video on it, I actually messed up the wait list. Like I had the wait list, so it went from 24 hours to they pushed it out to a week because I had a video that got like 200k views on it. So they personally thanked me for that one, which was interesting. But yeah, it's just basically another text to image render, similar to MidJourney, but they have just a ton more models to choose from. And yeah, it's free and it has more features in general. You can do background removal, you can do custom canvas stuff. They give you basically 120 free tokens per day, which is pretty good. You know, you can probably generate, and if you do it in batches of 4 images, you can yeah, you can get around 6-7 generations from it. But just in general, like if we look at the quality, if we compare it to MidJourney, it can be a lot better. Their community feed's really good, but they just launched, so I have to do a new AI tool video on it because I do basically videos. I do a 1-minute video summing up AI tools to save people time because there's about 100 that release every single day. So basically I just do, you know, new AI tools, bam. And yeah, this will be kind of the latest one that I do for it. After doing some testing, it's pretty good. Like, they've definitely improved overall. I think I probably did my first review on version 1, but even just comparing directly to, oh, here we go, here's the actual site itself. But yeah, if we compare it to, so version 1, I'll load some of the more like some of the older ones too at the same time. There was some really good ones. This was basically V1 back in the day, but you can see there's some really weird ones. Like, look at this. Oh man, it wasn't that good to start, but it was still competitive with MidJourney at the time, but they've just got better over time. So when it comes to just text to image, these guys are good. It's a lot about prompting too. You know, your prompt will make a big difference for it. It's like all image gens where it loves to be really zoomed in. Not the biggest fan of that, but you know, you can't complain too much, especially for a free service. They're also about half the price when it comes to just cost per month. Like, they're about $10 per month, and it gives you more usage than you could ever use. So it's a pretty good one overall. I'm just kind of creating a script for it. I've just like what I want to include here. I can move these around. Come on. Oh, I broke it. I don't know why that's above me. Get down there, notepad. Bam. There we go. Now I'm on top of it. So yeah, I use an interesting site too to just see how long my videos are going to be. I use this convert words to time. So even if I go with my like current script and paste it in there, I'm at 0.5 minutes, 30 seconds, which I could realistically read in like 20 seconds with jump cuts and everything else. But it's pretty good. But yeah, just really what I'm trying to do is just master the art of AI, because it's the future. It's the next electricity. I'm not going to stream for too much longer. I just wanted to kind of get back into it. For a while, I streamed affiliate marketing, which I plan to do again. I've had a bunch of people get some results for it. Good old Tyler making thousands of dollars from selling hearing aids, making the world a better place. Come on. Okay, let's fuck that later. There we go. But yeah, I'll basically just create a script for this, do a video, post it on TikTok. My TikTok's grown quite a bit. We're up to 33,000 followers on it. Instagram's getting better. All of them are getting better. Even Facebook got 6,500 followers, which is crazy. I can't complain about that. But the growth has been nuts. Lots of opportunities there. But yeah, the biggest things to talk about with version 3 so far, prompt magic. Basically, they have V3. Is it better? Yes. SDXL 0.9. This uses version 2. Oh shit, we got another LangChainer. Yeah, been doing a lot around LangChain right now, just because I'm launching something big coming soon, just to help business. But yeah, we got someone in the chat as well who's helping out on the LangChain side, because that's the key to it. Because, like, let's be realistic, every LLM is useless to a business unless you could basically inject its own information, and the way that LangChain works is just a smart lookup, basically putting an LLM on top of an LLM. And that's what it seems to be. Like, that's how you create the good tools, and everything else is putting in it. Because you could either fine-tune your model, which is not the best way to do it, or you can basically LangChain. The advantage to LangChain too is you can put it on top of any kind of LLM. So it's like, even I recently did a review of Claude 2. It's got 100k context token, which is crazy. That's like 76,000 words or 79,000 words. Yeah, no doubt. LangChain is absolutely key. So I actually took a break from videos for like a couple weeks, just because it's like wrapping my head around, like, how do you make this useful? How do you, because yeah, you don't want to, as much as you could, like, you could pre-train a model or like fine-tune a model on just like prompting of your data and everything else. And I think there's situations where you want to do it, but I think it's more just like troubleshooting situations. You don't want to you don't want to pre-train or fine-tune on anything that's like small amounts of data. So you wouldn't put like 3 prompts in there. But if you could get enough feedback for your model, at that point you'd want to fine-tune it. But the LangChain's key, and I think there's a rumor of 100 billion token, or sorry, a billion token context window coming out on a LLM right now, which that's to the point where you can basically upload everything. God only knows how much that's gonna be. Imagine using a billion tokens every single time. It's gonna be expensive. I was pumped to get GPT-4 though, because GPT-4 is so much better. But even doing stuff like I uploaded, you know, all my TikTok insights where I transcribed all my videos, gave the descriptions, and some of the insights it's able to get, even on like the code interpreter, is kind of allowing that to some extent. But it's like with any very large amount of data, let's say a business has, like, let's say for example you upload everything into a business, like all their social posts, all their emails, etc., just for like customer support, you know, take all the sensitive information out, because that's one of the next things you have to be really careful for. LangChain is pretty much needed for it. You have to set up another vector database and then LLM on top of LLM. It's really the only way to do it. And, you know, I'm sure you saw the exact same problem with it. I'm guessing. So yeah, it looks like you're just using LangChain on top of GPT-4, which is, it's the easiest way to do it. It's a more expensive way. You really have to wonder how much it's going to cost a business if you have, say, 100 employees using it all the time. And it's also a question of like, when can you use GPT 3.5 to save money, or at what point you want a local language model. I've worked a bunch with the local language models like Falcon 40B, Hermes. No, I'm joking. Hermes. I could, for the Hermes 7B model or whatever, 7TB. 7B, I don't know, whatever that model was, I called it Hermes, like the brand, and everybody, it's my most viewed video ever, got like 500,000 views because I said it wrong. I said it like the purse instead of, everybody went ballistic. And then you have the cool uncensored models, but it's like also with business and data, if you're doing anything in Europe, good luck. But it's interesting. I honestly don't think there's that many people using LangChain in general, because it just seems like all the data from it, like all the videos and everything, unless everybody's keeping it secret, they're from like 3 months ago. You don't really see too much on YouTube about it. Or it's like, even with local language models, you could add a LoRa and to it too at the same time, and that may be a better method. But it's really weighing that out. But the thing is, it's like with these models, it's usually best to just like, yeah, find how it's going to be used for business. Building for the legal industry, couldn't agree with you more. I understand, I'm just scratching the surface. Yeah, me too. Honestly, it's like you jump into this stuff, and you know, if I talk to an AI researcher or somebody who builds models, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, there's so much terminology to learn, from like weights to like, you know, you name it. It's just tough to envision. I think it's not tough. I think you just have to be creative. And it's pretty much like all that stuff's eventually going to come out. But it's also like a lot of it is pipeline and workflow and everything too at the same time, where you have it almost using agents or like an AGI or like AutoGPT and AGI, etc. Where you're having that, where it's maintaining a lot of the business stuff, like say for posting on social media or customer service and everything else. Claude 2 is interesting because it can recognize a lot easier when a human is needed. So basically, you know, it's unlike GPT, where GPT will try to solve everything, like give a customer refund. It'll be like, all right, well, we're just going to hack into the company and refund it. When it's like, oh, no, let's hand it off to a human at this point. So, no, I think you just have to be creative on that side. And like, just with helping businesses in general, it's just, I honestly think it's one of those things where you create 50 use cases and each business needs about 20 of them. And then from there, it's like, once you could really automate it and make like a proper workflow, that's when you could press a button and create a business. Like, I think a beautiful workflow would be like, if I could launch an entire brand with one click, and launch the website and inject all the blogs into it and pretty much everything else. Yeah, the buy and trust isn't really it, because you have the perfect situation in general, because every business owner knows about AI, but every business owner has no fucking clue about AI. So it's something they're scared of and they know about, and they know it's going to completely take over and everybody who uses it is going to dominate them, but they have no clue. So it's like, on that point, they're definitely going to be looking for, you know, consulting and everything else. Every good business owner anyways. So I wouldn't say that. Everybody I talk to just wants it. They don't even know it. It's one of those situations where people are buying stuff where they don't even know what it fucking is, but they're like, I heard that I need it. And you can get handshakes like 10 per week pretty much. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, I got some other projects going on there. Super top secret stuff, you know? But just in general, it's even just yourself using it and figuring out what the use cases are for it, and whether you're making a tool or you're making kind of like a business service, there's an absolute ton of potential for it. And there's going to be lots of legality too, especially with data, like lawyer data and everything else. Like, yeah, they can upload all their case files, but if they do that to OpenGPT without the proper encryption and censorship, going to jail. And they probably know that. Versus it's like, you could run that on like a local model on one of their own servers that you build for them, or like their own production server where that all that information is just somewhat used locally with a LangChain on top of it. But yeah, I can talk for days about just like the business application, because that's truly the hardest thing. It's like, yeah, we can go and I can make all these pretty images, but it's like, what's the business application? And that's kind of one of the things I did from the start. I started it with like using it for marketing, because marketing is something good. And I actually had a MidJourney image beat an image that had over $1 million worth of ad spend on it, just for one of my affiliate things. So it's like, okay, like I can compete at this point. It's starting to get good. Like video generation is and everything else, but really just using it to get the insights that you would not be able to think of is probably the most powerful thing. Like having it as like an advanced thought on top of everything else you provide. So just a little bit of input there. I could go on, like I said, I could go on for days about just the business application of it and how you're going to use it, and how pretty much every business is fucked once this thing's going. I gotta get some water though. One sec. Oh, I got a new jug of water. This thing is beast. Oh, fuck yeah. Thanks to my wife for providing that. But yeah, definitely good to connect. I always want to connect with more people in the AI space, because Tiff response. But yeah, AI space is basically the next big thing. It's super early, and it's not often. It's like, I jumped into a lot of stuff early. I did web design back when I had to explain to companies like why they needed web design. I did social media and marketing, like when Google first came out with ads. And it's like, when you're this early on something, it's always to your advantage, because like it's also a model that's only going to get easier over time, which is one thing you have to factor. It's like AI, it's starting out like most business models start out hard, or no, sorry, they start out easy and they get hard. Like I ran an ad agency, starts easy, gets hard as people compete. AI actually is the only one that gets easier over time, because like the capabilities are built into it. We're almost just sitting here waiting for the capabilities, because we know that, you know, eventually there's going to be business services and everything else. But does that mean the business will be able to implement them? No. They're still going to need people to like properly pull and parse their data and keep it up to date and basically feed these algorithms with it. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, now we have to actually build everything at the very start. But at the end of it, we won't have to build anything. It'll all just be built, and then AI will be able to make it better on top. So it's an interesting model, and it's an interesting time for just like how that works. Let's see. Okay, usually I had a let's try it out. Bam. I use the prompt. Man in a spacesuit with a galaxy. It also makes me wonder. My team's MVP should be finished up next week. I'll send it over. Nice. Yeah. No, let's jump on a call or something. I'd love to do that. Just kind of show and tell on that end. It's cool too. You're picking a niche for it. Niches are honestly some of the best ways to go. I'm pretty open on my side of like what business is, because I'm still in somewhat of the discovery, but I got a absolutely savage team right now of just brilliance, absolute brilliance, who are pushing it through. And then yeah, there's still so much to learn too at the same time. It just makes me want to go out and buy a server for my house. Like, okay, all right, honey, we need to spend $100,000, and I need at least like a terabyte of GPU compute. Okay, we'll attach it to the side of the house and set up its own air conditioner. It'll be fine. But yeah, it's not so much the option. But yeah, now that I'm guessing you got GPT-4 when everybody else did, when they disabled web browsing, which was hilarious that they disabled web browsing because everybody found a way to get past paywalls and basically print the information past the paywall. That was just so good. But it also got me code interpreter. The problem is I'm from Canada, and Canada sucks when it comes to any of that stuff. But all right. On my side, I'm probably gonna end stream just because it's like I gotta make this video now and post it. But Taylor, good to connect. Definitely hit me up on Facebook. Let's talk some AI. That was Leonardo version 3 and some version 2 and some SDXL 0.9. Not bad overall. It doesn't fully rip MidJourney, but we're getting there. I hope y'all enjoy your Friday. I'm going to be doing more live streams. I haven't done live streams in a long time, and I just wanted to kind of get back into it just because it's good to interact with the community. It's amazing the people you can find too. Met some absolute legends. So I will talk to you guys soon.